Hi and welcome to this video. Do you want to learn how to be a web developer? Do you want to learn how to code? And are you looking for the best web development bootcamp course online? In this video, I'll give you the review of Angela Yu's course, the complete 2020 Web Development Bootcamp. You are going to see the pros and the cons of taking the Angela Yu online course. Yes, of course, these are all my personal views. I'm a self-taught developer and I have been working in the industry for 20 years. I also do web courses and I'm super curious about what makes a course good and why. So this will be my insights of the Angela's course and I hope I can help you decide whether to buy it. First of all, Angela's course is one of the best courses I looked at lately. Yes, it is. Why, you will say? What makes this course great? Well, it is her. I love her way of presenting and I love the humor that is hidden in many of her videos and takeaways. It just makes it fun. There is a lot of creative videos inside. Angela has a great teaching style and she explains every lesson clearly. And she has just enough of humor to make it fun. What I will look at in this course is the content of the course, the presentation, and the support provided. Let's go step by step. She starts with an introduction to the course, how to get the most out of the course, how to get the most out of it. I like the 20 rules of learning to code. Then she explains how the web works. If you are completely new, do not skip these steps. She helps you set up the environment. You will be installing Atom and Visual Studio Code. She will give you help and tips. And then you start with the basics, like all the other bootcamp courses. You learn the HTML and CSS. What annoyed me here was that she shows to use tables for the layout, which should never be done. That is what we did 20 years ago when I started. You could go to jail for it now. But overall, the lessons are thoughtfully crafted and are packed with knowledge. She proceeds to Bootstrap, which is okay. She could also use Materialize, but Bootstrap is really the best way for a beginner to start creating nice professional websites. Then she proceeds to JavaScript. Here's 6 features of JavaScript and proceeds to DOM. DOM represents the HTML document. I like that she added a section on the command line. Even though it is basic, you cannot be a developer without using the terminal. Also, you cannot go without using a version control like Git. So down here you have a Git and GitHub section. Then she introduces the Backend Development. I wonder why she did not start by explaining what backend and frontend are in the beginning. What I would prefer is a sort of roadmap at the beginning. Like a roadmap from what I know now to where I want to be, like apply for a real programming job. Web development is not a linear path. You can go in many directions. You can focus on front-end development, or back-end development, or DevOps, or go to data science and machine learning. But first you need to find out what front-end means, and back-end and DevOps. I am just writing an article about the roadmap for each of these paths. I will describe in it what are the technologies and methods to learn for any of these paths and when you can get the knowledge. I will paste the links to the articles below. Be sure to check them out. At the beginning of Angela's course, she has a pathfinder to the course, where she directs you to where to start with the course based on your previous experience, which is okay. So in the backend part of the course, she goes into teaching the Node.js programming language, which is super popular. Most of the instructors teaching bootcamp go with the Node.js programming language. It is a server-side JavaScript, so it makes sense to continue with JavaScript on the backend too. Although learning Python would be also a great start for young developers. When you learn Node, you also learn about NPM and Express. With NPM you can install modules, and Express is a framework that makes creating backend apps in Node.js easier. Then Angela continues with the APIs. The web is now built upon APIs, so you need to know this concept. She explains what an API is and shows examples. You will learn how to authenticate and make requests to get the data. So super cool section. Next one, AJS. I would probably change to Next.js. AJS is a templating system for Node.js. If you would want to do server-side HTML rendering now, then you would use Next.js with Node.js. But okay, learning about templating system is useful. And you know web changes fast. So do not despair if something you learn today will be obsolete in 2 years. You have chosen the developer's path. As a developer, you will learn how not to be attached to how you do things today. You will be constantly evolving and improving. Anyway, it is good to learn about templating engines. If I made this course, then I would prefer to introduce Next.js here. The challenges are a bit easy. Well, I don't know, maybe it's best that you gain some self-esteem before you tackle more advanced stuff. I also appreciate she teaches both SQL and NoSQL databases. For SQL, she chose SQLite, which is cool. She could also go with Postgres, which is a popular choice. But she goes through SQL statements that can be applied in every SQL database. So great! And then she shows NoSQL databases and she goes deeper into MongoDB with Mongoose. Cool! When you add databases to your stack, you will put it all together into one app that you learn how to deploy to Heroku. Creating your own API is a great challenge. As a developer, you will almost certainly be developing APIs, and you'll need to know about authentication and security. She added React in the last month. React is a popular front-end framework to use. So she updates the course, which is good. The last update of the course was on December in 2019. Angela's course also covers some design tips and tricks. Other bootcamp courses don't have it. I like this section. I'm not much of a designer, but knowing the basics is a lot of help. And lastly, she added some useful Q&A videos with various questions, from coding challenges to healthy eating habits and coffee intake. So fun and useful to watch. Angela explains several tools and technologies in a clear and concise way, but the whole course feels like you're talking to an experienced friend. One of the challenges that students face is that there is practically no support from the Q&A, and that is super important. You need someone to be there for you, to guide you, to show you how to avoid mistakes and overcome challenges. You need to have an experienced developer guiding you. If you want me to be your guide, you can contact me. I will provide my contact in the description below. I will pick a few most determined students that I will guide on their path to getting the first programming job. I will give you more detail in person. But let me tell you the truth. After this course, you will not be getting the job you're dreaming of. Before applying to any job, I would go deeper with React and Node.js. I would take 2 more courses to deepen my knowledge about React and Node.js. This is what I would do, but it's a great start. I would not want to start anywhere else. This is a great course for beginners. If you're new to web development and you have not enrolled to this course already, what you doing? Down here I have a link to the course. If you click on the link, I will get a super small fee. I thank you for supporting me. Subscribe to my channel and get more tips and tricks to web development.